So this is going to be a session where we will give you some idea about the, it's like give you some training that can help you to prepare for this competitive examination. So we'll be discussing questions of physics, chemistry, and mathematics, and I'll help you to solve each and every question. So today I have taken some questions from the JEE paper of 2020, and most of the questions are something related to the chapter permutations and combinations. So we'll start with the question number 1. So I want you to take just a notebook and a pen with you and completely dedicate it for these type of classes. So yes, are you familiarized with the concept of permutations and combinations? So we'll just go through that and then we'll start doing the question. Do you have an idea about these concepts? Mostly about the arrangements with repetition or without repetition. That's what the idea is. And maybe in your classes in the 11th and 12th, you have studied some formulas also. So we'll start with question number 1. If the letters of the word mother be permuted and all the words O. So if the letters of the word mother be permuted and all the words so formed, there is something like with meaning or without meaning be listed in a dictionary, then the position of the word mother is. So what do you have to do when you want to solve this problem? We have a word which is given in the question, which is called mother. And they have already given the idea that the word is permuted and we are going to form different letters. It's like different words. It could be with meaning or without meaning with all the alphabets. So in mother, there are six alphabets, right? So we are just going to combine these letters in such a way, and it's like different combinations, and we are just going to arrange it in the form of a dictionary. So when we are going to arrange it in the form of a dictionary, we just want to find out the position of the term mother or the position of the word mother. So here, we already knew it's 6 letters. So how we'll arrange this mother? Just simply, we all know dictionary, it runs in the alphabetical order. So when it comes to mother, it will be of the order E, H, M, O, R, and T. So this is the order that's going to happen when we are planning to arrange all the, planning to form different words with the letters of the mother. I hope I'm audible and you are here with me doing this problem. So now, when I have arranged all these terms, or when I know the positions of these terms, I can start arranging them. I'll be able to arrange these terms, right? So just moving on. So coming to the arrangement part, we know it starts with E. So coming to E, it's the first place, then I have 5 other places. So in that 5 other places, I have other 5 letters. It's like H, M, O, R, and T. So how I'll be arranging these 5? It will be arranged in the form of 5 factorial. Now after E, what's the next term? It's going to be H. So H also is something like which will have 5 positions to be filled after H because it's a 6-letter word. Now here also the arrangement will be something like 5 factorial. Now as I have covered E and H, the next is something which starts with M. For me, according to the problem, I want to understand the position of the word mother. So when it comes to E, when it comes to something which starts with M, what will be the next letter according to the dictionary? It will be M-E, then it will be M-H, and then only it will come to M-O. So we have to consider M-E combination as well as M-H combination. The first one is M-E combination. So if I'm taking the letter M or the word, I'm going to form words with M. I'm just going to take it as ME. The first combination is ME. Then there are remaining 4 places. So after ME, there will be remaining 4 places. So how you will be arranging it? I'm so sorry. This is like 6 only. 7 is not here. So after ME, there will be 4 places and I have 4 letters also. I have H, I have O, I have R and T. and the arrangement is 4 factorial. Similarly, after ME, I have something called MH. So after MH also, I have 4 ways of arrangement. So the arrangement is 4 letters to be arranged and the number of ways is 4 factorial. Now, after covering ME and MH, what I have is MO, which is the first part of the term mother, which I'll be using. I need to find out the position. So after MO also, I have to consider E and H because it comes before T. So I have to consider three alphabets here. That is, I have to consider E, I have to consider H, I have to consider R. So after MOE, the first term will be E according to the dictionary. So after MOE, there will be 3 places. So arrangement is 3 factorial. After E, according to what is given, I have H. Here the arrangement is 3 factorial. After H, I have R. Here also the arrangement is 3 factorial. So now we have considered the next step of arrangement. After this, I have considered E, H, R. Now I have MOT. So when it comes to MOT, we know the first letter that we'll be picking according to the order of alphabets that's given in the dictionary and according to the term mother, it will be E. So when it comes to MOTE, the arrangement is 2 factorial. But what I actually want is MOTH. So MOTH will be the next term or the next media of arrangement, the next way of arrangement. So when it's MOTH, the other 2 words will be arranged. So what you need to do is you need to just add whatever ways we have found out and just add a 1 to that because mother will be the next term. So once you add all these arrangements, it will be something like 5 factorial plus 5 factorial. 2 5 factorials are the 2 4 factorials, 3 3 factorials, 1 2 factorial. That will be 308th term, but mother will be 309th term. I hope this question is clear. This part of the question is clear. And if there is any query, please do type that in the chat box before we move to the next question. I'll just quickly revise the question once again. I'm having a word which is given as mother. I'm just going to permute this word and I'm going to form different words with or without meaning. I just want to find out or I just want to understand the position of mother when all these words that are formed is arranged in a dictionary. So I'm just going to arrange it according to the alphabetical order. So when it comes to mother, E will be the first place, H will be second place, then M, then O, then R, then T. So with E, I'll have other 4, means other 5 arranged. So it's 5 factorial. With H also, the other terms need to be arranged. When I am taking M as the first term, I have ME and MH before MO. So I'm just going to find their arrangement. Then I'll move to MO. When it comes to MO also, I have different terms before T, that is E, H, and R. I need to consider their arrangement. And then I have to go to mother. So yes, I think it's clear to you. And I also saw the reply in the chat box. Thank you so much. Now moving on to the next question. I hope all of you are having your books with you and you're just writing down these problems. I'm not asking you to solve this question in a full-fledged manner like the way you used to do in your classes. It's like just noting down the question in a rough way. The term mother, I'm with or without meaning, I'm just going to permute it, going to arrange in dictionary. So what's the position of mother? That's something which you need to just write and then you solve it. Just a book for the rough work, but you need to just revise it. You can use this book to revise. Okay, now coming to the next question, the value of sigma R is equal to 0 to 20, 50 minus RC6 is equal to. This is also a previous year JEE question, and most of the time, the questions of the same, or I would say a little lesser level questions comes in our entrance exam, that is AAA. So the value of sigma R is equal to 0 to 20, 50 minus RC6 is equal to. They have given some options also. 50 C6 minus 30 C6, 51C7 plus 30C7, 51C7 minus 30C7, 50C7 minus 30C7. So what you need to think here, it's R equal to 0 to 20, 50 minus RC6. See the answers. The first is in term of 50C6 and 30C6. See second one. It's in the form of C7, 51C7, 30C7. Here also 51C7, 30C7. Here it's 50C7, 30C7. So you need to analyze how or in which way the options are given and which formula you have to use. This is something that you need to understand or that you need to have an idea when you look into a question. It will come only through practice only. So whenever you have time, whenever you're free, just take a, it's like any book or anything, a pen, a paper or something, just start doing some problems. Any multiple choice questions. I know all of you are familiar, have an idea about the pattern. You have that numerical type of questions also and the multiple choice questions also. Yes, so I think we will just discuss this question. This is also a very simple question. Those who want to note down the question, please note down it as value of sigma r equal to 0 to 20, 50 minus RC6 is equal to. What I'm initially going to do is, I'm just going to expand it. I have the limit here, right? So it's given as 0 to 20. So I'm just going to write this. R is equal to 0 to 20, 50 minus RC6. This will be something like up to 20, we have to subtract. It's like 50, 0 C6, 50 minus 0 C6, something like that will come. So this loop will expand and it's of 50 minus 20. So the term will be 30 C6. So you have a series of terms here. It's something like 50 C6 plus 49 C6 plus 48 C6 plus etc. up to 30 C6. You will have terms like that. Now, you could just go through the options. You got something like 30 C6, 30 C7. You have two things when it comes to that 30 part. So you have something like 30 C6 given as an option, 30 C7 given as an option. Now, if I'm just going to go with this, in most of the options, there is something like 30 C7. How you can have a 30 C7 in this term so that you'll get the answer. So in this time, we just need to understand that we have to add and subtract the same term that we used to do in most of the times when we solve the problems. So you just need to add and subtract one term, which is called the 30 C7 to whatever is given. So I have an expansion here, and that expansion is something called 50 C6 plus 49 C6 plus 48 C6, etc. 30 C6. I'm just going to subtract and add a 30 C7 here. So it remains the same, right? Now, I'm thinking whether I'll be able to arrange the terms and I'll be able to get something called 31 C7, which is already there in the option. So here, you need to understand or utilize the formula that you have studied. NCR plus NCR plus 1 is equal to N plus 1 CR plus 1. 30 C6 plus 30 C7 is equal to 31 C7. This is NCR, this is NCR plus 1. So this is equal to 31 C7. Now it's like you need to have an idea on how you are going to apply the things, how you're going to apply whatever you have studied. So here we are planning to solve this question using the formula that you have studied, which is called NCR plus N plus 1. Sorry, NCR plus NCR plus 1 is equal to N plus 1 CR plus 1. And I got this section as 30 C6 plus 30 C7 is equal to 31 C7. So I'm just going to substitute it here. So what I'll have 50 C6 plus 49 C6 plus 48 C6, etc. Here I have 31 C6 plus 31 C7 minus 30 C7, the remaining terms. Because when I'm just combining this 30 C6, what will be the other term that will be here? It will be 31 C6. That's why the 31 C6 is here. And Now you got the value as 31C7 minus here we have 30C7. So if you're continuously applying this formula, see, this is also NCR plus NCR plus 1, which is N plus 1 CR plus 1. So what you need to do is you need to just continuously apply this formula until you reach the initial portion or until you reach the answer part, until you find a conclusion. This is something that you need to do. So here, when you are applying this formula continuously, it will change into something like here it will be 32C7, then it will be something like 33, 48, something like it will come into this way and it will end like this. You'll have 50C6. After combining the last two terms, you'll get 50C7 minus this 30C7. So this is also NCR plus 1. That will be N plus 1 CR plus 1. So 51C7 minus 30C7. That's the answer. And it's there given in the option. 51C7 minus 30C7, which I think is given as option C. Yes, it is given as option C in the question. I think someone has typed an answer. Yes, thank you so much. And I hope you're doing this problem along with me. And if you have any doubt in any of the steps, please do inform or please do make use of the chat box. This is like every week, just 1 or 2 hours, you're just going to dedicate it for entirely or completely for the solving. And you'll be able to understand, yeah, different new steps or different formulas or something like equations or anything. I hope this question is clear and we can move towards the next question. So the number of words with or without meaning that can be formed from all the letters of the word letter in which vowels never come together is. The number of words with or without meaning that can be formed from all the letters of the word letter in which vowels never come together is. So I would request everyone who is here to just start doing the question. It's the same model of the question, but the key factor here is they've just given a statement that vowels should not come together. So I am going to form as much as words I can with or without meaning with all the alphabets or all the letters of the term letter that's given in the question. And I want to take care of one thing, that the vowels should not come together. So you need to first identify the vowels here. So there are two, it's E and E, which are the vowels here. So whenever we form the combinations, we need to think that both the E's should not come together or both the E's should not be together. Okay. So yes, please do start doing the question. And if you feel, yeah, you understand that and if you got the answer, you can just type that in the chat box. Okay. Or if there are any queries in between, please do type it. I would give you just 2 minutes to analyze the question and then we can start doing it. The same model of question that we have already completed, there is just one extra part here, which is the vowels should not come together. Vowels should never come together. That's something that you need to take care of. So yes, let's see how we are going to solve this question. It's a very simple question. So once you know, yeah, this is how you should answer the question, or this is what, or these are the factors that you need to take care, then it's really easy to solve these questions. So we have the word letter and the vowels are EE and it should not come together. So how many letters are there in the word, or how many alphabets are there in the word letter? It's a 6 letter. It's like 6 alphabets are there. So if I'm just going to arrange it, what will be the total combinations or total number of words that will be there? Total will be 6 factorial by, I have repetitions here, E is 2 and T is 2. So 6 factorial by 2 factorial into 2 factorial. So on solving it, I have the total words, which is 180. Now I need to find out number of words in which vowels are not together. If I'm having the total and if I have a count like in which the vowels are together, I can just subtract it and I have the answer. The words in which vowels are not together, they are not coming together. So we can use that idea here. So total number of words in which the vowels are together. How we'll be finding it out? Because when it comes to EE, that's the only term that we need to consider. So considering it as a single term, and LTTR, so you'll have a total of 5 places. So the total arrangement of them will be, if this is just a single one, it will be 5 factorial by the repetition for T, which is 2 factorial. So you got, when it comes to the arrangements in which the vowels are together, it's just a value called 60. So when you have both these terms, you can just subtract it and you'll get the answer. It's like 180 minus, oh, I'm so sorry, it's not 160, it's 60. Here, I think I have written this as 60. So this is 60 and this is 180 words. So 180 minus 60, you got the answer as 120 ways. The number of words in which these vowels are not coming together is equal to 120. Or there are 120 words that you can arrange without these vowels. So I hope this question is clear. This is also a very common type of question that comes in most of the competitive examinations. Number of words that can be formed from all the letters of the word vowels should not come together. So you need to initially identify the vowels. You need to identify how many letters or how many words of such form that you can form, that you can arrange with the alphabets that are there. So once you have the total arrangement, you can subtract those numbers in which the vowels are together, or even you can find out directly. This is the very simplest method. So if you subtract the total one, if you subtract the words in which the vowels are together from those total ones, you'll get the count or get whatever is required. So I hope this question is clear. If there are any queries in between, can you please type that in the chat box, or if there is anything, please do type. Or else we'll move towards the next question. This is going to be completely depending upon you. And maybe towards the end of the session, I would share my number and also the other details, the mail ID and all of them. So if you have any further queries, any part of any question, you could directly contact me. Can we move towards the next question? I think Prajan is here. Yes, thank you, Prajan. So once you're responding only, I'm able to find out how it's going. So yes, coming to the next question, this is also of similar sort because I've taken the common type of questions from the 2020 set of JEE mains. So yes, 2 families with 3 members each and 1 family with 4 members are seated in a row. So I'm having a total of 3 families. In that, 2 families have 3 members and 1 family is having 4 members. So in how many ways can they be seated so that the same family members are not separated? So if I'm having a family, I am a family of 3 members, I have to sit together. If I'm a family of 4 members, all the 4 has to sit together. We should not separate them. So it's like how many arrangements are possible in such a way where I have people of family 1, people of family 2, people of family 3. So there is like 3 set of group or 3 set of people that you need to take care of. How these 3 can be arranged, how these 3 families can be arranged. And even you have the count of members inside each family. First family has 3 members, second family has 3 members, the third family has 4 members. And they are all seated in a row. How many ways they can be seated so that these members are not separated? Can you just think about it and give me the answer? You don't need to write a lot of things to get this answer. So the first option is 2 factorial, 3 factorial, and 4 factorial. Second option is 3 factorial whole cube multiplied by 4 factorial, 3 factorial whole square by 4 factorial, and 3 factorial into 4 factorial whole cube. Okay. I think Prajan has answered. It could be option C. Okay. Let's see whether this is option C or not. So yes, moving to the solving part of this question, how we are going to solve this. So I have a total of 3 families which are arranged. So how it will be, how the arrangement will be. I need to take care of the arrangement of each family members and arrangement of the families. These two things I need to take care. So when it comes to family 1, how I'll be arranging them? There are 3 members and 3 members can be seated in 3 factorial ways. That's the family 1 arrangement. Family 2 is having 3 members. They can be arranged in 3 factorial ways. When it comes to family 4, they are having 4 members and they can be seated in 4 factorial ways. Just the basic idea. Yeah, this many members are there. How you are going to arrange them. Family 1 is having 3 members, so it's 3 factorial. Family 2 is having 3 members, it's 3 factorial. Family 4 is having 4 members, it's 4 factorial. Now, when it comes to 3 families, family 1, 2, and 3, I'm not going into the members arrangement, that's already done. When it comes to family 1, 2, and 3, how will we be able to arrange them? Maybe family 1, then 2, then 3. Maybe family 3, 2, and 1. Maybe family 1, then family 3, then family 2, different ways, right? So how they can be arranged? They can also be arranged in 3 factorial ways. So what will be the total? It will be something like 3 factorial into 3 factorial into 3 factorial into 4 factorial. That is 3 factorial whole cube into 4 factorial. In the option also, they have given it in such a way. It's like 3 factorial whole square into 4 factorial. Okay. So I hope this question is clear, because I need to take each family, all the members of the family, I need to arrange them. Then I need to consider each family and then arrange. So family 1 is 3 factorial. Family 2, there is 2, it's 3 members. Family 3, it's 4 members. And I need to arrange all the families. First, I have concentrated on members of each family. Then I have concentrated on family 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Now, I hope it's clear. Now, moving to the next question. Mostly, you might be thinking same category or a same type of question. This is also useful to you. Once you've completed something related to permutations and combinations, or once you've completed once you have a basic idea about the theory of one chapter, maybe some of the formulas that you've studied, the concepts that you've studied, then if you're solving multiple problems, it's like it will give you a wider view on how to apply what you have studied. That is also important. It's not like randomly solving different questions from different areas of topics that you've studied. It could also help, but when you are just trying to practice something that is to an area, it can deepen your knowledge of the how you have to apply it into that particular question. Now, moving to the next question, there are 3 sections in a question paper, and each section contains 5 questions. A candidate has to answer a total of 5 questions, and it's strictly given that at least 1 question from each section, choosing at least 1 question from each section. That's something that you need to take care of when you're answering the question. So I have a question paper, 3 sections are there, maybe like multiple choice questions are there, numerical is there, essay type of questions are there. There are different questions, and each section is having 5 questions. And it's like total there are 15 questions and I need to answer only 5. And it is compulsory that I have to answer at least 1 question from in all the 3. So what are the number of ways in which the candidate can choose it? Or what's the way in which the candidate will be answering it? How they'll be choosing to answer the question. So I'll just quickly read this once again. I have 3 questions in a question paper. There are 3 sections in a question paper. Each one is having 5 questions. I am a candidate who is planning to write the examination. So it's compulsory that I have to write at least 1 question from each section. So how I'll be choosing it? And the total number of questions that I have to answer is 5. Okay. Now, yes, I hope everybody has started doing the questions. And if there are any doubts in between or any concept or anything that you need to understand, please do type in the chat box, or even you can try to unmute and talk. So yes, I would request, I think Zainab or Haidya Gupta. I think so. The pronunciation is correct. So if you have the answer, please do make use of the chat box. Okay, so I think we'll just discuss the question quickly. How we can solve this question. Okay, so this is also a very simple question. Whatever is given in the whatever is given to us, that's something we need to analyze, or that's something which we need to stress initially. I'm having three sections, and each section is having 5 questions, and I have to answer the 5 questions, and I need to take care at least one from each section has to be answered. So I've just made arranged it in such a way that it's easier for you to understand. So I've just divided the sections into, it's like S1, S2, S3, so that it's easier for us to form. It's easier for us to understand how we're just going to arrange it. And the total questions in each part is 5. It's just 5 in each part. Now I need to analyze the ways of arrangement of each one. One is compulsory from each, but the total has to be 5. So if I'm just selecting S1 and S2 as 1, 1, then S3 will be something like 3. And it's compulsory, it's at least 1 from each of them. So it will be 3 plus 1 plus 1, it's a total of 5. Now this can be arranged in other ways also. It's like 3, 1, 1 and 1, 3, 1. Now coming to the next arrangement, the maximum I can answer from one particular sheet was 3. Now next count is something like 2. I'll be able to answer 2 questions of 2 sections, and then I can write 1 question of the other section. So here also the arrangement differs. It will be 1, 2, 2 or 2, 1, 2, or even 2, 2, 1. So you need to just take care of how you're going to arrange the terms considering what is given in the question, what all factors are there in the question. Once you have this arrangement, it's easy to just write. This will be something. It's 5C1, this is 5C1, this is 5C3. This is 5C3, 5C1, 5C1. This is 5C1, 5C3, 5C1. It's just the same thing, but 3 times. Here also it's 5C2, 5C2, 5C1. This is 5C1, 5C2, 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 5C1, 5C2. So this is also the same thing. So 3 times of 5C1, 5C1 and 5C3, and 3 times of 5C2, 5C2 and 5C1. That's the answer. You just need to think what is given in the question, how I'll be able to satisfy the criteria. Whenever you're making some arrangement, you need to think whether the criteria that's given in the question, whether I'll be able to satisfy that. So 5C1 is 5, 5C1 is 5, 5C3 is 10, 5C2 is also 10, 5C2 is also 10, and 5C1 is 5. It's like 3 into 250 plus 500, that's 2250, which is option C. It's a very easy question, but maybe sometimes you feel like it's a little bit tricky. So yes, I hope the question is clear. I would just show you this once again. And if you have any queries, maybe I'm just ready to discuss that. There is any query or anything, please. So once you give the confirmation, we can move towards the next question. Do you want me to repeat this question, or can we move ahead? We can just look at the question once again. There are 3 sections. Each section is having 5 questions, and it's a total of 15, but I need to answer at least 1 from each section, and I need to have a total of 5 from all of them. So you need to understand, when it comes to 3 parts, and I'm just going to divide it into 5, how it will be. It will be of 2 to 1 or 1, 1, 3. Now the arrangements will be, as it's 3 sections, arrangements will be of 3 times. So you just need to understand the arrangement, then you have the answer. Can we move forward? Sign up. I hope you understand the question. You understood how to solve the question. Okay, I'm so sorry. Can we start the next question? Can we move? A very tricky part is understanding the question. Something very, very important when you want to answer a question. What is given? What's the criteria? What's the condition? What are the options? Even when you're answering something like multiple choice questions, you need to always look into the answer. You will be like, yeah, this is given. This is something which I need to find out. And you will start doing the question. You need to just look into the option and understand, yeah, this is how they have given me the answer. Whether it's something like a number format or any other format, or how they have, from where they have started and how they have reached into something like this format of an answer. That also you need to take care when you're planning to attend this competitive examination. Because once you know this is how you need to reach, maybe you can save a lot of time when you're just solving it. Now, coming to the next question, the number of words with or without meaning that can be formed by taking 4 letters at a time from the letters of the word syllabus, such that 2 letters are distinct and 2 letters are alike is. Same sort of problem only, but the conditions will be little bit different. The same thing as here initially, number of words with or without meaning formed by taking 4 letters at a time from a word syllabus. Syllabus is something like 8-letter word, and I'm just going to take 4 letters at a time and I'm going to form as much as I can with or without meaning. But they have given me a very specific condition in which 2 letters are distinct and 2 letters are alike. Distinct means it could be anything. It should not be similar. And 2 letters are alike means it should be similar. So I have an 8-letter word. I'm just going to take 4 at a time. I'm just going to make as much of combinations as I can, satisfying the 2 conditions. First one is 2 letters are distinct and 2 letters are alike. So how many words I'll be able to form? That's what the question is. How many words I'll be able to form in this part? So yes, I think some part of the answer is visible. I hope you got an idea how to find out 2 letters are alike and 4 letters, or how many letters are distinct. And then you can start solving. Then you can find out the arrangements, how it's going to be arranged. Just note down the question in a very simple way. Once you're looking at it, you will be able to just understand, yeah, this is the question. This is what I need to find out. And this is how I have answered. It's not about writing everything that I've written on the slide. You just need to find out the best way in which you will be able to understand it when you're just going to reread the same. So here, I know the term is syllabus, and it is something like an 8-letter word. Now coming to syllabus, I have S, it's same type. I have L, it's same type. So there is something like Y, A, B, and U, which are distinct, right? Because you need to understand these terms before solving. There are 2 terms which could be called as alike, and there are 2, sorry, the remaining are something like distinct. Okay. Now coming to the answer part of the section, what is highlighted in the question? 4 letters at a time I need to take from this word which is syllabus, and 2 letters are distinct and 2 letters are alike. You need to consider the statement when you're going to make the selection. You need to consider the statement when you're planning to make the selection. Okay. Now the first part is, when you're taking this 2 as alike, anyone can come, right? Anyone from that part can come. So it will be something like 2C2, 5C2 into 4 factorial. It's like the arrangements here. If I'm just taking the S part, I have this other term to be here. So the total will be 5. And I have to take 2 distinct terms. So it will be 5C2, and the arrangements will be something like 4 factorial by 2 factorial, because there is a repetition. Now, I hope this could give you a better idea. So 2, I'm just assigning it's S, and the 2 has to be selected from the remaining part, this, which is 5C2 and 4 factorial by 2 factorial. Now another part is 2RL, and I have to select it from this part. So it is 5C2 4 factorial by 2 factorial. Now how it will be? The total will be, it's like 2 times of this, right? So 2 into 5C2 into 4 factorial by 2 factorial, which is 2 into 10 into 12, which is 240. Or you could just do it in this way. I'm just going to take any one from here, any one of the combinations from here. So it's 2C1, and whichever is left is here with this, and it's 5C2. The arrangement is 4 factorial by 2 factorial. So the answer for this question is 240. A very simple question, but yet you need to be careful when you're planning to answer it. I hope this question is clear. I think initially Prajan has typed something in the chat box. I hope it is clear for you. If it's not, please tell me so that I can explain it further. Or else we can move to the next question. I hope you are here with me doing the questions and understanding the concepts. So please be free. If you feel like, yeah, you are not able to understand something, please do make use of the chat box. Or even if you want to unmute, you can unmute and talk with me. Yes, I hope it's clear. And can we move towards the next question? A test contains 6 multiple choice questions, each having 4 alternative answers, of which only one is correct. So it's a single option, single one is correct of all the 4 options. The number of ways in which a candidate answers all 6 questions such that exactly 4 of the answers are correct each. Analyze the situation. Whatever is given in the question, please analyze it. I'm just going to write a test which consists of 6 multiple choice questions. And I know each question there are 4 options. And it's obvious that only one among that is correct. Now, as a candidate, I need to find out the number of ways in which I'll be answering all the questions, but exactly 4 of the answers are correct and the remaining 2 is incorrect because it's a total of 6 that is given here. The same type of, same category of, same concept of questions we are discussing. So I want you all to participate in the problem solving process. Just to analyze, yeah, what is happening, how you have to solve it. Just start solving it. Just start having an idea on how you have to solve it. Think on what concept we have used for the families. 3 members in a family, they have to, it's like 3 families. Each family is having different members and we have arranged them. There was one question that we were doing, right? Think of it in the same way. Because I am having a question that is something there, but each question is having 4 options, of which one is correct and the remaining 3 are wrong. Think in that way and then start solving the question. Yes, I think we'll start answering it. So yes, we'll start with analyzing how a question will be. So I have a question which is having 4 alternatives. 1 will be correct and the remaining 3 will be wrong. This is something which you need to identify. So if I am a student who is going to answer a question, the number of ways in which I'll answer a question correctly, there is only one way, right? And number of ways in which I can answer a question wrong, there are 3 ways. So in the question, it is clearly given that I'm somebody who is answering all the questions. I'm someone who is answering all the questions, and out of which exactly 4 answers are correct. So 4 questions are correct and 3 has to be wrong. That we need to work out on, or that we need to think on. So yes, when all the 6 questions are answered and 4 of them are correct, that will be something like 64. If 4 of them are correct, then the way of answering it is 1 only. And if 4 is correct, there are remaining 2 questions which are there, which are incorrect, and the number of ways of answering it wrong is 3. So there are 2 questions, so it will be 3 into 3. So this is something like 64 into 9. That is equal to 135. I hope this part is clear. You just need to reread this question once again. It's like all the 6 questions they are answering, and exactly 4 of them are correct and 2 of them goes wrong. So how the arrangement will be is something like 64, and for that 4 questions, the ways of solving the question is correct as 1. So multiplied by the 1, it's just the same thing only, but if you're doing it or if you're solving it in the same way only, you'll just use or you'll just consider this part. Ways of solving a question wrong. And here there are 2 questions after the 4, and that's 3 into 3, that's 9, and you got the answer as 135. Okay, I think we'll move forward. The value of sigma r is equal to 1 to 15 r square, 15 cr by 15 cr minus 1. Just a simple formula will simplify this to some way. Value of sigma r is equal to 1 to 15 r square, 15 cr by 15 cr minus 1 is equal to, what's the value, how it will be? Okay. So yes, the value of sigma r is equal to 1 to 15 r square, 15 cr by 15 cr minus 1 is equal to. Yes, let's see how we are going to solve this. Okay. This is also a very simple question. This is something which is given in the question. So just analyze this term, 15 CR, 15C. Oh, I'm so sorry. You just need to analyze this part, which is 15 CR, 15C, R minus 1. What it is, what form it is. I hope you remember this formula. NCR by NCR minus 1 is equal to N minus R plus 1 by R. If you don't know this formula, you can just note down and use in these type of questions. NCR by NC R minus 1 is equal to N minus R plus 1 by R. So N is 15, R is R itself. So how we can write this? 15 minus R plus 1 by R. So this is 16 minus R by R. See, this term you have just used one equation, you have simplified it to this way. So I just need to solve this only, which is sigma r is equal to 1 to 15 r square into 16 minus r by r. R term also will get cancelled and it will be 16 r minus r square. See how you have simplified a question, how you have simplified and reached to this part. It's something like sigma r is equal to 1 to 15, 16 r minus r square. You can just separate it. That is 16 into sigma r is equal to 1 to 15 r minus sigma r is equal to 1 to 15 r square. Just simply apply the formula, the limits, and you have the answer. So here the basic logic or the basic idea on solving this question is that just simple equation. You need to know how you have to substitute it, how you have to substitute for it. That is something that you only need to understand when you want to solve the question. So when I have something called 16, sigma r equal to 1 to 15 r, sigma minus sigma r equal to 1 to 15 r square. Sum of n terms. This is squares. So n into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 by 6. N into n plus 1 by 2. I have n here, right? It's 15. So 15 into 15 plus 1 by 2. This is 15 into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1. So it will be 15 into 15 plus 1 into 2 into n is 15 plus 1 by 6. You just solve this and you get the answer. So this is also a very, very, very simple question. You just need to understand, yeah, which concept you have to use and how you have to solve this question. I hope this question is clear. I would request you to solve this. And then if there are any doubts, please do ask me. Yes, this is a very simple question, but the basic logic is that you need to understand what you have to use. This is something which becomes very tricky in the competitive exams. You know all the concepts, you have studied all the formulas, you have studied everything, but until unless you know what to apply at which place, you'll not be able to solve the question. So yes, I think we'll stop today's session here. And I think we have covered some questions of mathematics of permutations and combination. I hope this was useful. If you have any suggestion on the method of solving or anything, please do type that in the chat box, and maybe in the coming session we'll be discussing of more questions also. As this is the first session, I think I have just set the tone ready for you. And I hope you are able to understand whatever we have solved or shared today. So thank you so much for attending the session, and I hope this was helpful. So yes, we'll continue to do the session, and please feel free to ask the queries or doubts that you have regarding the session. And thank you so much. Thank you all. Have a good day. I hope this was useful. Thank you.